I've been wanting to make a video like this for a while and I just never got around to it, and then other times I just forgot about it. Gaming and kind of the perception that it has. I think since gaming's really mainstream, it's probably the biggest form of media. Growing up, it was not always like that. I don't know about anybody else, but at least for me and what I saw and what I experienced, completely different story. Of course, gaming was always cool. If you was tapped into gaming, it was always cool. It was never a time where gaming was uncool. I feel like gaming was a lot more niche, especially in the PS2 era, and even they used that in marketing. PS2 was like the edgy, cool thing that only the cool kids knew about. It was very niche, underground. It was marketed to a certain demographic. Nowadays, they're trying to make it as accessible as possible for all. I don't have any notes and shit like that. You know how I be when it comes to these discussion videos. Most times, I literally just go in here and first thought. I like going in and first thought because I'll just say my first thoughts. Growing up as a kid, you know, I'm Mortal Kombat to the day I die. Even to this day, I've never met anybody in real life that is as big as a fan of Mortal Kombat as me. Still to this day. There was kids that played or knew about Mortal Kombat, but it was mostly because, oh, my older brother plays it, or my dad plays it, my uncle, whatever, but that's not their main game. I kind of got made fun of, clowned, I guess, bullied, even though I wouldn't really consider it bullying. I always got shit talked for playing Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was a niche thing, and it's a fighting game too, so it's a niche inside of a niche. I just never understood, because I'm like, gaming is the coolest shit ever. Why are we bashing one game? And bro, Mortal Kombat is one of the coolest games, period, bro, and I stand on that shit. But in school, if you wasn't playing Call of Duty, GTA, or 2K, literally nothing else matters. This might sound a little off. I promise you, bro, it's not like that. Bro, growing up as a black kid around other black kids, if you was not playing any of those games, you were a fucking loser. If you was not playing 2K then Madden, if you was not playing GTA, if you was not playing Call of Duty, you're a weirdo. I know all people not like that. Look, I know all my people not like that. So no, hey, but my experience growing up with other kids, that's just what it was. Unfortunately enough. I'm about to go on a little rant, but fuck 2K and Madden. I will always say those shits are not games, those are simulators. 2K is a basketball simulator, Madden is a football simulator. That shit is not a game. And honestly, I'm wondering if that's where my hatred of those games really started, because I think people shitting on the games that I like, they always tend to be sports players. Gaming is one of the biggest, is more mainstream than it's ever been. Like, girls is playing games, and I know girls been playing games, but I swear to you, when I was growing up, that shit didn't, like, bro, gamer girl, the term gamer girl, that shit was like rare loot, bro. That shit was like a legendary supply drop. You was not going to find that shit just every day. Bro, I remember those days in the MW3 lobbies, Black Ops 2 lobbies. If you hear one girl in that lobby, everybody going crazy, every single dude going crazy. It's the rarest shit ever. I don't know why it was so rare seeing girls play games. Maybe I was just in the wrong area to where none of the gamer girls existed in my city, but that was just my life. There was literally none. I see a lot more of that now, even though it's a little different. Everybody wants to be a YouTuber. Everybody wants to be a streamer. Rappers wants to be streamers. People who already have successful lives want to stop what they doing to do this shit now. And I remember, I've been trying to create content for the longest time, and I've been watching content for the longest time. So I always heard that older people, or people who just are in the more professional career, that's not real. Get a real job. That's not real. YouTube's not real. Gaming's not real. I've heard that shit so many times for the older generation. Now we got motherfuckers who's 85 years old trying to stream now. That's the shit I'm talking about, bro. Gaming was not like this, bro. It was not. And I'm glad that it's a lot more accessible and open and people like it, but at the same time, there's an asterisk with that. Just because, I don't know if it's the gatekeeper in me, and I'm not even really a gatekeeper, but for some reason I want to be here. I just don't like seeing frauds, bro. That shit really bothers me. I ain't gonna lie. Don't act like you always like games. It just seems like conveniently now, since it's possible to make millions upon millions of dollars playing games, now all of a sudden everybody wants to do that. I don't like that pretending shit, bro. A real gamer can see through that shit. We know if someone's trying to be a fake gamer, bro. We see it. I don't want to push people away who maybe they just didn't know or like games at the time, and now some reason, something about it hits to them. So I don't want to push people off, but just knowing how games used to get shitted on, where was y'all at, bro? Now all of a sudden everybody, that's what I'm talking about. And honestly, you can really apply this to anything. Like superheroes, now everybody likes superheroes. I've never, again, I'm not trying to be that guy, but me personally, the amount of girls who are like full force for superheroes and gaming, and I'm glad. Thank you. Show me where y'all at. Where y'all at? But that shit just did not exist in my time. Most girls did not play games because it was just always perceived as a boy thing. I never understood that. I'm glad that people are getting into gaming. Businesses are starting to use Fortnite and Fortnite skins to promote their movies or products or whatever because of how dominant, how big of a juggernaut gaming is now. I'm glad we don't hear the gaming versus gun violence thing and gaming and productivity, gaming and laziness. It just seemed like everybody from every walk of life wanted to shit on games, bro. I remember me and my moms, we had a discussion because I've talked to her about pretty much how gaming's kind of cool now, but she was like, oh no, gaming was always cool. Nobody ever shit talk games. What are you talking about? But one, I'm gonna be honest, she doesn't play games and is not good at them. Even though I was not around in the 90s, if we was getting shit talked in the 2000s for playing games, I'm pretty sure it was the same thing in the 90s. I know 90s, the arcades was at an all-time high. A lot of games that we know and love now was just now coming out, like Mortal Kombat, like Street Fighter, Pac-Man, all of these games, I get it. But it was only kids who went to the arcade. Those are the only kids who thought that shit was cool, bro. I like seeing the change that we're in right now. People can really build their whole entire life and be set for generations off of gaming. Who would have ever thought? And now it's at the point, like, not even just making the games. You can play the game and make a career out of it. It took us a long way to get here. And I'll tell you why it took us a long way to get here. Video game movie. If video games was so cool and everybody loved them, there was a point in time no movie studio wanted to touch a video game product. When you think about the superhero movies back in the day, like the X-Men, they stripped them of all of their comic accuracy in order for something more realistic, because comic books and silly characters and superhero is too goofy. It was the same thing for gaming. The Mario Bros. Movie is two real motherfuckers. They ain't want to make an animated nothing, bro. I think the younger people probably won't understand because younger people, they grew up in the time where gaming was literally always cool. I grew up in the time where there was a transitional period. Gaming was cool in the 90s, but it was niche. And then the niche started to grow in the early 2000s. And then honestly, I think around 2010, maybe a little bit before that, that's when the shit started getting the Xbox 360, PS3 era. I think that's when gaming really started being a dominant force. Even though I know 90s is the golden age of gaming, but I think that's when other people outside of the gaming sphere was like, yo, we might have to start paying attention because they making some serious money over there. I know we still live in those times where you still got these dickheads that saying by the time you're 14, you need to start thinking about a real job and running a business. When you're 14, you should be worrying about retirement and your 401k. You shouldn't be playing no games. That's for baby. You still got people like that. Honestly, to them people, I think that something traumatic happened in their lives to where they had to stop gaming. Because you're not about to sit here and tell me that you that hurt that somebody else is playing games. Now, look, I understand if you're a grown-ass man and you don't have your priorities and you have responsibilities, I get it. I just don't get their angle. To me, that screams that you're telling people not to have a hobby or not to have any free time. If you watch a movie, is that not the same thing? Why are you sitting on your ass watching the movie? You could be out there making money, sitting there reading books. You could be out there making money. You can literally apply that to anything, but since there's some people that still view gaming and video games as toys, I understand older people that have that viewpoint, but when you're 30, shit, even 40, talking shit about people who play games and you're not a real man if you play this game, you should be out making money, that's for kids. I genuinely believe that real life and adulthood hit you so hard that you was not able to go back to gaming. And I think that you resent people because you're jealous that other people was able to maintain their adulthood and play the game at the same time. And you just can't. Bro, you're not about to sit here and tell me that Call of Duty isn't cool, or Mortal Kombat isn't cool, or Halo, or shit, honestly at this point, Fortnite. Don't even listen to those people, but they used to be the majority, especially in the older generation, but most people They don't do that shit no more. I'm glad that gaming's at the spot that it is. It's a little bit worrying just because I think since games has become so mainstream now, they have a bigger pool of audience now. So there's a lot more of your average Joes that just left their 9 to 5. They just want to, you know, waste the time or whatever. I think game companies are prioritizing them over the real people who actually put hours and hours and hours into their games. Call of Duty. I feel like since that is the case, they get away with a lot of bullshit because there's a lot like skill-based matchmaking or, you know, bugs, glitches, microtransactions. Your average Joe don't give a fuck about any of that. And I think that they know that. So they're like, yo, we can just put any type of bullshit in there because we trying to get the average Joe. And since they don't care, why would we care? So let's just throw any old bullshit in the game and sell it for $150,000. The only reason why I really miss gaming being niche is because game devs and the publishers understood that they needed to earn your dollar. They understood that people who bought their games is people who was not only just fans, but they played their games religiously and they expect a certain amount of quality for you to earn their money. And then we kind of lost that. You have certain games that does good, but there's a lot of games you can tell they don't give a fuck. I don't be seeing a lot of people talk about, again, the gamer girls, bro. Y'all was not, if y'all was there, bro, y'all voice was low as shit, bro, because hey, I would have been full support. Gamer girls, bro. Gamer girls for life. I would have did that shit, bro. I would have wore a pink t-shirt that said gamer girls for life. Dead ass, bro. I don't care. But where was y'all at, bro? I didn't see y'all at all. 2012? That was not that long ago. I don't know about any other dude, but gamer girls, respect, bro. When I was growing up, it was a completely different story, bro. If you did not play certain games, you was not welcomed in the cool kids club, bro. You just wasn't. You just wasn't. I mean, that really applied to anything. I'm sure anime fans, they probably could feel the same way about that. Anime now is very mainstream. Superheroes, again, that was another thing where it's just for the nerds. Only the nerd weirdos, only the dweebs like that shit. But now everybody's starting to realize that it's cool. At least me, because I know everybody has different experience when it comes to like the 2K and Madden players. That just made me, bro, there was a time, bro, where a motherfucker tried to shit talk me for playing Mortal Kombat, and his main game that he played was FIFA. Now look, you can play FIFA. Don't shit. I'm about to go on a rant about sports players again. I just can't, bro. I can't, bro. I really try not to, bro. I swear they are the plague of gaming. I swear to you. They talk, bro. Oh my god, bro. Sports gamers. I know it's not all of y'all. I know it's not. I got family that love sports games. But sports game fans talk the most shit about every other game. But bro, they literally play the worst, not game, simulation known to man. You not about to talk shit about Mortal Kombat when you play FIFA. You play Madden. You play 2K. Get that shit out of here, bro. Don't deadass, bro. If you a 2K and Madden player, cool, that's fine. Tread lightly talking shit about any other game. I don't give a fuck if it's Goat Simulator or Fortnite or Minecraft or Roblox. Tread lightly talking shit, please. Because it's always them. It's always them. I swear, it's always them. It's always them. It's always them. And they might be one of the reasons why I hate sports games. They just ass. They ass. And I swear to you, the only reason why they stay on 2K and Madden, because they ass at every other game, so they stay on that shit, bro. I rest my case, bro. The only sports games that will forever be okay in my eyes is NBA Street, NBA Jam, NFL Street. Anything else, complete trash. I know everybody has their own experiences about games and how it was perceived at the time, if it was cool, if you was cool, if you wasn't cool. I'm just speaking from my experience. It just was different. Like, of course games was cool, but it's not where it's at now. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Keep doing your thing, gaming. Keep doing your thing. Great games will always prevail. Trash ass games will not.